What is up, everyone? Making another video here in this little series I started probably a month or so ago. This one's a 16 Underrot +1 chest, Discipline Priest PoV. Well, the title here is actually backwards. Usually I have the dungeon name, then the key level, then if I timed it, and then this spiel here. So this is an old one again, like the last few I've posted, or this is the UI is old. Yeah, all this is old here. So before even watching this through, that probably means I didn't go over my gear or my talent choices. I probably didn't show overall at the end of the dungeon. But my newer videos, or my newer recordings anyways, not new to YouTube, but newer recordings, you'll see that I've gotten better at showing gear and talents and essences and traits and whatever before the run starts, and then usually post run I'll show overall damages and healing and all that stuff. But here we go, 16 Underrot +1 chest. So I've not seen this one in a while. Okay, look, I did show everything, that's cool. Okay, nice. So this must have been one of my newer, older videos. This one should have game sound. Oh, it did. With the gear and essences, yes. With the gear and essences, oh, that sound off, there we go, okay. So with the gear and essences I show before the video, if anyone has any questions, just feel free to leave a comment and ask away, ask whatever you want. But I like to show it before each run, just that way the viewers watching this can ask the question like, hey, why are you running that during this dungeon, or this is what you normally run. Excuse me. That's normally a sign of a good demon hunter too, if they do their metamorphosis before the run starts. Oh yeah, this is an old one. Sanguine, Grievous, Fortified. That week was about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So yeah, that I think it was about 2 weeks ago now. I don't know how, like, as a Discipline Priest, like, that is seen as a hard week, right? Grievous, I mean, just alone is supposed to be hard for Discipline and whatever. I just must have run into good pugs that week, but I was able to, I probably pushed the most keys that week, this whole season, like compared to any other week. And normally it's because like an easy week would come around, for whatever reason I'll have like work stuff, or I'll be busy doing something else where I can't like get to the game. That was a really good play by the monk there. 90k. Man, I healed 90k on that one. Whew. Nice. But yeah, I don't know what it was. That week it was just like easy to push. I don't know, I was just full of confidence that week, and just everything seemed to go right. I mean, of course there's some dungeons that were just complete flops, but I think that's where I got most of my 15s in time, was that week. So that was really nice. Good confidence booster. So on that last backup, I didn't use it because Rapture is still not on cooldown. Those guys bursting, the little maggots, good play there would be to use Rapture and spam it on everyone before everyone dies, before all those things die. Fish feeds down, no one's eating it, of course. I really don't mind the Death Knights not eating, because I know Death Knights can heal themselves up pretty quickly. And then usually I don't mind if it's a tank. Like when DPS players don't do it, to me it's kind of rude. It's like they're just expecting to get healed up. Like you're just making the job harder for the healer and making the key last a little bit longer because you're taking extra damage that you don't need to be taking that you could have alleviated by taking 2 seconds tops, not even, to eat the fish feast. Yeah, see that? That's not healing, 61k burst. And my DPS only 12k. I was spending a lot of time healing instead of DPSing that because I was playing from behind from the start of the pool, which is unfortunate, but it is what it's okay because it is what it is because we time it. I think people are actually eating it this time. Yeah, there we go. People are eating at that time. Full timers is so important in my opinion. See, I pre-potted, so I'm gonna do more damage, make the key go back faster. Keys, I mean, it's only at 16. It's still like it's a harder key. It's not like really hard, but for up and comers and people kind of like not so comfortable with Mythic Plus yet, but I mean, 16 is it's not bad. It's a good challenge. But things like that, maximizing DPS as a healer is super important to help push the keys. Like every little thing you can do to make the timer go by faster, you should be looking to do it. And honestly, it's a lot easier to do things like that in lower keys than it is in higher keys. And let's say you're just starting out and you're running, let's say you're in the 7 to 10 range, because 7 you have all 3 affixes, so we have 3, and 10 you get the 4th one, the seasonal. Let's say you're in that 7 to 10 range and you're doing them no problem, but you're only doing like +1 chest, or maybe you get a +2 chest for if someone has crazy child devastation procs. Oh boy. Oh man. Did we wipe here? This is not good. No one's gonna interrupt that. Oh nice. Good death knight there, good pull. This was a very early barrier. It still worked. It still helped. It still and then me popping everyone away like that way Sangway didn't drop. Good play there. So that's just knowledge of the run, knowledge of the mobs and what they do. So that was actually a really good play by me. So take notes. Just kidding, but back to it. So like if you're in those lower keys, it's a really good time to practice. Let me try pre-potting. Let me start getting in the habit of pre-potting. So when I get to higher keys, like I'm already in it's just a habit now. Like, oh, click here, pre-pot, and I go right into my DPS rotation as a healer or as a tank or a DPS. But yeah, the lower keys is a lot easier because you have a lot more room for failure in those lower keys. So if you're doing something you're not very comfortable with in 15th, 16th, 17th, or whatever, and you're more focused on doing those things, and you're not really focused on the run and timing the run. You're opening that opportunity to deplete the key instead of like doing those practicing those things, pre-potting, flasking, eating the right food for your secondary stat buff, bringing fish feast for just in case reason, bringing drums, knowing when to drums, things like that, and also like kind of exploring your class a little bit in the lower key levels. Maybe you're like, I really wonder if I'm playing a Discipline Priest or a Priest in general, can I master spell this off everyone and debuff an enemy? Let me try it here in a lower key, where if I do that in a higher key, that's kind of like I just wasted a global where someone needed a heal, and that person died. Or playing like a rogue and you want to learn who can get snapped or who can get blinded and gouged and things like that. So it's a plethora of class abilities that may or may not work on every mob. So while you're doing those lower keys, don't be afraid to like learn your class more and learn how you can improve yourself, and not just think, oh, easy key 7, I don't need a flask, I don't need a pre-pot. I mean, you can play that way if you want to, but to me, like, practice, I don't want to say makes perfect because nobody's perfect, but practice makes you better, in my opinion. So that would be a good place to try things out. Of course, this is all my opinion. I honestly really enjoy healing Grievous weeks because it's like that extra challenge of, alright, this comes as an asterisk actually, because when the group does things right and they're doing their best, or like you can see they're making like a conscious effort of trying to alleviate Grievous from the healer, like those are fun to heal. Like sometimes you just have to go through it because there's nothing the team can't do to avoid getting stacks of Grievous. So then trying to make like the proper plays, knowing how to use your cooldowns properly and knowing when to, and things like that is really fun for me. It's like the extra challenge of, and then also the extra challenge of the community perception of, oh, you're playing Discipline Priest? Like, no way, you're not Grievous week, sorry, like, maybe next week. Oh, Bursting week? Sorry, not Discipline Priest, maybe next week. Like, the extra challenge of, like, knowing that, the community perception of Discipline Priest and, like, priests in general kind of helps me, like, want to play better. And there's on top of the fix being, like, fun to see, like, how do I like stay ahead of Grievous, you know, the best I can. So, I mean, I want to see Grievous change. Honestly, I do want to see it change to either. There's a few things I see it change to. I think in its current form right now, 90% is fine, but as long as it drops after combat. Or if they don't want to do dropping after combat, maybe make it start at 80%, and then 80% is also where you clear it. And then talking to one of the guildie of mine, he was saying, well, what if it was like almost in tiers where 90 to 80% health is one stack, and then you go from 80 to like 70, 80 to 60. That's 2 stacks of Grievous. And then 60 to 50 or 60 to 40 is 3 stacks, and everything below that is 4. And then as you're healing up, you go up in those tiers. Like you go from 4 to 3, 3 to 2. I'm like, oh, that's actually a really interesting idea. But I don't know. That's like as of right now. Like obviously, people make do, and I make do with it. But I would like to see it change to like one of those 3 options, or even if there's a better option out there that they're just thinking of. It would be nice to see, really. So something I do not take advantage of as much as I should is Shackle Undead. I wouldn't say as much as I should. I mean, it's really not like not every single dungeon can I make use of Shackle Undead, honestly. But here I could have made use of Shackle Undead just to help. Like, it's not bolstering, so we could have shackled the that caster mob, which puts a pretty serious magic debuff on the tank. Right there, the Demon Hunter got it. Probably popped Cloud Devastation. But yeah, normally it is on the tank. It's pretty nasty shadow debuff. Now fortified, if you or the tank is not prepared for it and they start getting chunked, and for whatever reason your dispel's on cooldown, like you're in some you're in a good time frame of hurt for like 5 seconds, I believe. I don't remember exactly how long it lasts, the debuff, but it's not fun to deal with if you're not prepared for it. This is not really like a priest thing, but Twilight Devastation thing. Like, if you're running Twilight Devastation, even as a healer, like it works. You can be more conscious of let me get in range where I can get more hits out of it. And then that's one of my biggest things. And the other big thing I do that I don't get good use out of it is that my camera angle is usually off just a little bit. Like I'm normally not like lined up like right there. Like, I mean, that's just, if I was a little bit closer, maybe I could have gotten 1 hit out of it, but I do actually really like having Twilight Devastation. I get pretty good uptime on it. And I actually get pretty decent use out of it too if I look at my overalls. Usually I'll see it like somewhere in my top 5 or 6 DPS abilities. Look at those big old Shadow Mans. They really helped out this Priestess tier with, oh yeah, the 100 drop the feast. That's awesome to see. That's really awesome to see. And once I saw that, I'm like, alright, this fee's gonna go up. But yeah, I always talk about it. Like the last few videos I had previous in it, Spirit of Preservation is huge, and then Depth of Shadow as red trait is huge too. Spirit of Preservation rank 3 really helped out. Where Discipline Priest is kind of their weakest single target healing, and especially outside of combat. And now with those things introduced to the game, Discipline Priest enemies, in my opinion, have moved up maybe from a D tier healer to a C tier healer in the eyes of the community. I haven't looked too much into the alpha information that has been coming out on Wowhead and the forums, but as far as I know, Depth of Shadow is not, or anything like it, is not going to be introduced in Shadowlands, and Spirit of Preservation, same thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how it'll be going forward as a Discipline Priest, or Priest in general actually, because maybe Holy's going to get a better damage rotation, and maybe have a better healing profile for Myth Plus. It's gonna be really interesting. I'm excited for it, honestly. Right there, I got a lot of that in my Twilight Devastation there. See, sometimes I make conscious effort. I mean, it is also Kragma, so you kind of want to hug everyone, be kind of tight. There, I missed it because of my camera angle. Like, I digress, I guess. Life goes on. But yeah, here, Kragma. You want to have your back. Everyone should have their back to a wall, so that way when he charges, he's really not going that far out of range. It helps proof up the maggots more, and then maybe not most importantly, but it is important to have your melee DPS not have to do too much traveling to be able to like get more damage on it. Because if you're spending more time running to the boss to hit it, you're spending less time DPSing, which is gonna, I mean, it's seconds, but seconds matter in the time runs, right? So little things like that you can do to help. This is more of like a tanking perspective, but things like that you can do to help you go by faster stuff. That should be done, honestly, if you're serious about pushing keys. There's someone that had their back to it, but it's really no big deal because the boss is on his last leg. Yeah, I think my Twilight Devastation clipped him, and it's kind of a killing blow. As I'm making this video right now, I have a weird feeling I already have an Underrot out. I don't know why. Like this, not like this specifically, but just Underrot. I feel like I saw it recently. Like I've been doing some keys off the board just to, you know, I enjoy doing keys. So I've been doing some keys that's like not on recording. Maybe that's why it looks familiar. I don't know. That right there is a very poorly timed massive spell. I think we had a good demon hunter who saw the bone shield go up and dispelled them, but if you don't have a demon hunter in your group, or you don't have any blood elves, or you're not blood elf yourself, massive spell works really well there. If for whatever reason everyone missed a kick or missed something on, oh, there's that debuff I'm talking about on the tank there. I dispelled him, and it's pretty nasty. It's a nasty debuff. But back to it, yeah, dispelled. You can dispel those bone shields there, and that's what my weak aura just popped up over the floating enemy frames. It's kind of like glowing. That's really helped me to know what can be purged. And if you guys are interested in that, just leave a comment and I can link the weak aura to, or reply to you. So here, if this Shadow Bolt don't get kicked, okay, got right at the very last second. Now that's room for big AoE damage. So Discipline Priest, that's something to be conscious of. If you, up until this point, and right there, like something else got, like those mobs do like AoE damage, and pretty hefty too. They kind of chunk. So if you're playing Priest and you're running Underrot and you're encountering these mobs, and you feel like or if you noticed throughout the run up to this point, your team has not really been handling kicks well or stuns well or anything like that, then just be proactive about your atonements and just get ready to have your atonements out on people. That way, if there's a missed kick, like you're already ready to go and your dots are, as soon as that hits, boom, your dots are starting to heal now, and that hit's not going to feel as, you're not going to feel as like, oh shit, like let me pop powered radiance, because, I mean, if you're learning Discipline Priest, that's like your go-to, oh shit, AoE heal, right? I mean, it was mine when I was learning too, and it's still mine now. Like if I don't see it coming, or if I didn't see damage coming, I'll powered radiance, but I won't like spam it. Like I'll do that, and then I'll know like my mastery. Like once I do that, like I can start healing, and my mastery's gonna be doing more for me because I already have atonement on them. And then also, or if it's damage that like was accidental, and I know my team's not gonna continue to take it, like I'll just go into a heavy DPS rotation. Usually I'll get my atonements out, Schism, Penance, Solace, start spamming Smite, and then re-up on my dots as needed. So here you cast it, I don't remember the spell name honestly. So this is avoidable stuff, but sometimes like people just can't avoid floating great balls through the center of the arena. I think I even get clipped. I mean, I know I get clipped every now and again when I play. But it's really not that hard. If you're any role in this dungeon right here, this boss here, just it's more important to not get hit than it is to try and DPS. It's like my biggest issue with tugs is that Festering Harvest is what I'm talking about. Okay, good. I got my 5 atonements out, and there. Okay, I just got clipped. I just ran to like 3 of them. Like, what was I doing? But that Festering Harvest is what I was talking about as far as like that's something you should have 5 atonements out, just to be ready, just in case. Oh man, I forgot what I was talking about as far as like the other players go and tugs and biggest thing I see and whatever. I think it was regarding like, yeah, that was what it was like I swear, like I just see teams like trying to do more DPS. Just trying to do more DPS versus doing mechanics properly. Like I try and like you do more damage alive than you do dead, right? Like that's just obvious. You might be able to like, oh, let me get one more whatever ability I'm trying to hit. Like, oh, it's gonna hit for like 80k. It's like, oh, cool, you hit for 80k, but then you just got smacked for a one shot, and now you're dead if you don't have a battle res. And now our team is losing time because you want to get one more big hit in, right? Like, and if you don't get that big hit in, and you miss your window on it or something. Like, let's say that there was a proc and a proc chance just happened to you missed it because you had a dodge instead. We have to get out of attack range, but you're still alive, so the opportunity is going to come back for you, and you're just going to just do mechanics over trying to get another DPS hit in. Same goes for like all roles too, tanks, healers, DPS. So here, this is a very easy pull. Like the handling worms is so easy, and the Bloodsworn Defiler, like very easy. Like we missed there, right? But I had my atonements ready. I had a good amount of atonements out, so I didn't really feel like, oh shit. But those worms, you get like the hard CC, like they can get stun lock them. And stunned. The Defilers cannot get stunned, so if you're watching this for an Underrot perspective, if those worms get pulled with somebody you're not comfortable with, like another mob that can't get interrupted or can't get stunned, cannot get stunned. Like the Defilers can't, but they can be interrupted. Don't waste interrupts on the worms, just stun them, and try and weave in your interrupts to the worm as you need. But like your priority interrupt should be on the Defiler. They're going to do more damage because they cannot be stunned. So I mean, there's diminishing returns on stuns, but if you have good cleave, like it won't be a problem. That worm will be like a free kill. Just got to be conscious of, let me get stun out here. But yeah. all the stuff I'm typing out is just so much. Good thing the tank is paying attention. It's awesome. But if any one of these guys is, just leave and. That's a good bug, man. They're actually reading the chat. Like, that's awesome to see. Right there, someone missed a stun. Like, I came in, had to come play from behind now, but that's easily doable, honestly. There I go, my power radiance, my racial gave me some haste, so haste is always good. We go right to schism and a DPS rotation. Easy peasy. I mean, damn, they missed a lot. Holy fuck. Still playing from behind here, but pretty sure we pull through. Wow, yeah. 100k heals? 103k? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. And I still maintain about 18 to 19k DPS in that bowl. Like, easy. Like, the Spirit of Preservation, Shadow, Depth of Shadow talent. Good stuff to have. Get some power, get some, What? I mean, I can do it one time, but I can't heal through it. I could barrier myself here, or get on top of, get a melee range barrier. Okay, good. Monk made a great play there. Awesome play by the Monk to paralyze him. See, RTCable. So if you usually do that right there, you accidentally pull them, and your class had a RTC, so like turn around, hard CC it. Don't worry about like, oh, I gotta kill it because I accidentally pulled. Like, just make the smart play, hard CC it, go back with your team, kill whatever you guys are actively or plan on killing, and then go back to one that's hard CC. That's just knowledge of your class, which is stuff you should be, people should be doing in their lower keys, and hopefully they're learning the class that way and climbing the greater IO score. Our DPS is actually really good. Maybe not really good, but I feel like our overall is sort of pretty good. I don't know why we didn't plus 2 this. Only 2 deaths. Terrible. Here, Lieutenant, 5 mobs. 5, that means 5 purge liquids out, which means easy healing. If you feel like you're getting aggro, then you pop fade, then you're good to go. Let your hots or your dots do damage, turn them into pseudo hot with helmet, and like it's super easy. I would say it's like the most important part of this lieutenant is get your atonements out, get your hots all rolling, and then get your dots all rolling, and then go with the tank if you feel like you need help fighting. But other than that, like DPS players, they should be good enough with an atonement on them and the dot damage healing them. Like that should be good enough. They should be focusing down those worms, and it should be no problem. That was an awesome cloud devastation. Like I just want to put it on the right side of the map there because I just want to let him know like, hey, stay in your lane, dude. Like I'm driving on this side of the road. I don't want you to come into my side. So I kind of startled him with the cloud devastation. I didn't want to hit him, obviously, right? I don't want to be rude. Off that World Vein Major? Man, that is some good stuff. Oh, what? They didn't get pulled? And definitely overpowered. But they didn't get pushed too? Can they get pushed back with a Shining Force? I think some Ring of Pieces don't or will work, but sometimes Shining Force won't. I'm like 95% positive that's how it works. Now I kind of want to try that. Next time I'm Underrot, I'm going to try and remember to do that. But definitely got feared. Oh, here on Underrot, if you're new to the dungeon, just gotta make sure you don't go pull down, because as far as I know, there's no way to get back unless you die. Or actually look for an NPC to talk to go back to the oh my gosh, talk to an NPC to go back to the start. As far as I know, there is no way to do it. So if you see that, or if you guys are low on count, pay attention to that, because you got a few seconds before that thing just pulls you down. Here, this can be such an easy boss, or it can be such a hard boss. It's really like, so it doesn't really matter where the first one goes, as long as everyone knows, like, we need to, hopefully we do it here. So you see how I'm trying to scoot where that gray, get between the boss and the gray stuff? Okay, look, that's how you kite it. You have to have all 5 of you guys between the boss and the gray stuff. That way the guys keep spinning more gray stuff there, and then now we have more room to run here. So many times I see people like just start sprinting all around the boss. That boss is just gonna spit shit everywhere, and that's just gonna make it like, look at that. We don't need that space. That's why we're kiting is great dump over there, and it's just so much easier. And good play is just stack on the tank. Put a mark on the tank, stack on the tank, follow him or her, and easy money as long as the tank knows what they're doing. What I was doing there, popping spores, not necessity, but you can do it if you want to. But this is this boss is easy money. And as a priest, all these are dispellable. So for whatever reason, your team missed that mechanic, that light circle, you can just, for whatever reason, you guys missed this, you can pop Master Spell. Here, just put Power Parry ahead of you guys, that way you don't want to put it on top of yourself and you have to kite there, right? You can put it right ahead of you, you know that's where you're going to, and you're going to get a lot more use out of it than you would like on top of yourself. And then you have to move in like a second from there. When a boss is played like this, it's so easy. Just very easy. Very easy when it's done right, and it's also very easy to mess up if one of the players do not know how to kite properly. And it's very similar to Rixa something flame in the third boss in Motherload. What? Alright. I don't know what my thought process was there. But yeah, that's a plus 16 Underrot, plus 1 chest. Oh, there you go. If you guys are interested in listening to Scry randomly, random plug, fantasy author. And then also has that. Weird. Okay, so how much time? 51 seconds? What do I talk about? Okay. I do go over overall. Cool. Yep, so there's just some overall data. Okay, so I briefly showed it. So that's it, yeah. 16 Underrot, plus 1 chest. Underrot is, to me, oh yeah, I would say I'll put Underrot right above Freehold, honestly. Underrot, like any affix week, like if you're, oh man, this one's gonna suck because it's bolstering and grievous or something, I don't know. Like every mob in there, like their health pools are somewhat similar, so it's like you can't, like getting bolster out of control really is hard to do unless you're just really bad at the game. But it's just like the one dungeon that no matter what affixes are thrown at it, it seems to be fine. Like it's just like, oh okay, Underrot, yeah, we can do that. Oh, it's a doable key, you know, like oh I just got Underrot out of my chest, like yeah, I can do that one this week. Whereas sometimes you'll get a bolstering week and Siege of Brow, it's like, it's doable, but that's like unnecessary headaches. That's one I avoid, and if I get a Toligor key, I almost avoid that like at all costs, just because Toligor is like that 5th affix, that the dungeon is just, you don't know if you're going to get a bug Toligor or if you're going to get a clean Toligor. But yeah, Underrot is like a really well made dungeon in my opinion as far as like fixes go, and the mobs, the bosses mechanics, the mob mechanics, the layout of the dungeon. I mean, I wish it did have what is it, checkpoints after you kill a boss or something. That'd be cool, but it is what it is. Like, that is a great dungeon. Then I put Freehold probably number 2. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Again, if you have any questions about why I run the gear I run, the traits, the essences, whatever, talents, just let me know. But yeah, thank you all for watching.